Hare Krishna, friend. My name is Raul Prajapati. Let's begin with Salesforce Helping Hand channel for helping you in Salesforce CPQ interview question answer, right? So as we earlier discussed couple of things, so in today's call we are going to discuss some other topics, right? So we have discussed yet for product configuration, how we can do the product configuration and how interviewer can ask the questions from the product configuration part, right? Okay, so let me start now with the product rule, right? So this is something very important topic in Salesforce because using the product rule, you can achieve couple of things which you don't need to write the validations, right? And the out of box flows and process builders, right? So let's begin with the product rule. What do you understand by product rule and how many types product rules are available in our Salesforce, right? So product tool is nothing but it's a kind of features provided by the Salesforce CPQ where we can do the couple of things, right? So we have a four types of product tool. So let me explain you what are those. So first is validation, right? Second is selection, and third one is alert, and fourth one is filter. So this is something we have here. Now I'm just going to describe the whole part, like what are used for these all fields, because sometime interviewer can directly ask you about these fields, right? So let's say you need to write the alert rule or validation rule. So in that case, you will be need to write the what message here. So what if you want to show the error message or if you want to show the alert message? So that message you have to define here before going to further process, right? So now the next part is evaluation order. Why evaluation order is required? So sometime interview can ask you, let's say they have the 5 to 6 product rule on same objects and they want to basically control the execution order of that. How can you do that? So that is something you can use the evaluation order, right? So using the evaluation order you can easily achieve that. Now the next term is evaluation event, right? So it is simply says specify when the rule should be is evaluated. I mean it rule going to be executed. So there are couple of things. It will be always means on the all event it will be going to execute. It will be on load, edit, save, right? If you want to make it specific you can give the as per your requirement, right? But most of the cases it will be always. Now the next thing is uh about I already explained the scope. Yeah, so in scope you can have the product rule on quote and on the product object, right? So scope means apply the rule to the entire code or specific product. So only they can also ask you on which object you can apply the product rule. Let's say they ask you, I need to create the validation rule on the let's say quote line. Will you able to using the product rule? So that is something they want to ask you, right? They will not ask you directly that questions, but in terms of that they will ask you. So remember this part. So scope is only available for two things, code and product, right? So not for the other product. And now the next part is yeah, so this is the condition part, right? So we have get here three options: all, any, custom. Any means or condition, all means and condition, custom means you want to provide the some custom logic. So custom logic is nothing but you have some combination and or, right? So you want to keep that, so you have to define those conditions here. Now this is the part where you want to retrieve the data. It is kind of query. You are doing the query on some related object, right? And using the lookup object you can do that. Let's say we have these two objects and sometime you have the some other custom object, you can take that. And lookup type field, what is the lookup type field? You can type here, right? And these, if you want to keep this only, you can just keep that and you can save it, right? So that is something you can create the product tool first of all. Now, the thing is, they can ask you, couple of questions on the type. Let's say they have given you scenario. Okay, so I will do one thing. I have a, our business has the requirement whenever user is going to be adding the product on line editor. and those are, same family product, right? So let's say you have a hardware software product family, and user is adding the, more than one product from the same family, which has, some other custom field check is equal to true. So in that case, system should not allow to add the product. What will you do in that case? They will not ask you to write the normal validation, or they will not ask you to write the any automation. So they will just give you the scenario in terms of CPQ. So your answer will be, I will be write the validation because I want to restrict it to sales user. But in same scenario, they can ask you, okay, I want to just show the, alert message to users, but they should be able to add the product. They should be able to add the product. So in that scenario, you don't need to write the validation rule. You just need to write the alert rule. So you just need to select the alert from here, right? And the other scenario that can come out from here, which is selection. So selection is nothing but it's a kind of, scenarios. They basically ask you, okay, so whenever I select the hardware product, and let's say I select the hardware product system, right? So whenever I select the system, so automatically uh charger and the, warranty and the, laptop bag, so this will be automatically get selected. So using these selections, you can do that. So this validation alert, these are quite easy. You can just define the, let's say validation rule, and then you give your error message. You can keep the condition as per your convenient and event as you want, right? So let's say we have done this, and then what we will do, let's say we have did this. So in the error condition, right, so you have to be define some error conditions, what exactly conditions you want there on the product rule. So let's say you want, some tested object, and let's say quote line. So there are multiple kind of things you can add here. And you can add the fields. Let's say if you taken the quote, then on quote level you can add the opportunity type. What is the opportunity type? In operator equals you can take, and variable or value, right? So you can keep that as well. So guys, summary variable, they can also ask you, if you, spell the name for summary well, what is the summary well, what is the use and why we use it, right? So they can also give you some scenario on the basis of summary variable. So let's say they can ask you, okay, so these you want to use the summary variable, I want the sum of all quote line with the product hardware family. How can you do that? And that, if that sum is greater than something, then it should be, let's say discount is greater than that much as per the define in the system, then it should not allow to users to, adding the that product and giving that much discount. So that's what you can also achieve that. Now the next point is action. So what do you understand by action? Action is used in case of while you are making the automated selection product, right? So it will be allowing you to do these couple of things. So you can see here, I mean, this can be asked by the interviewer, like what actions you can do in the actions, right? You can add the product, you can remove the product, you can enable and disable and remove. So even you can show the product, even you can hide the product, right? So these all configurations you can do. So guys, this is very important. In last interview, one of the interviewer asked me, let's say if I have added one parent product, right? And that should be hide if I have added, some other product. So something was that exactly, I don't remember it, but they can ask you related to that questions, right? So these you can take, let's say I want to add the product, and what is the product you want to add? Let's say it will be this one, right? So this processor you want to add, and if you want to make it required, they can also ask you, I want to required, so you can do from here. And some of the filter field you can provide it here, right? So as per the criteria, and then it will be work as per your expectation. So this is something selection and validation rule, and the alert rule will work, and they can ask you some kind of scenario based questions on this. And apart from it, like there is one configuration rule is nothing but it will be used in terms of, search filter, right? So whenever you need to make the, this product searching into dynamic, so in that scenario what will be used, you can use the configuration rule. You will create the configuration rule there, and on the basis of some product you can define, you can give the activations, right? So using that you can let's say how much is product bundle level conditions you want to, 1 2 3 etc etc, you can keep it. So this is all about the product rule. Now let me ask you some scenario based questions, and your task is here to update or like to just comment it out on the on this YouTube video. So how can you do that, right? So let's say I have a system and I already having CPQ configuration everything in my system. What I want, let's say I have a three product A, product B, product C. So whenever user select the product A, so there should be product B will be selected. And if user select the product B, and if it is added into the product B, then product C should be added there. So now, how will you achieve this? What will be your approach to complete this scenario? So just give me the hands up, or like you can just give me the kind of comment it out how you can do that. And apart from it, can you update the field using the product rule? Is it something you can do? If no, you can just give your answer, right? And apart from it, can you also provide the kind of dynamic search using the product rule? Right, so these all are the questions interviewer may ask you. So just go through with this basic concept, because questions will be coming out from these topics, right? So you don't worry about the much. You can just going through some Google's part and these all, right? So yeah, okay, take care. Bye.